You're watching Metallica Mania, and I'm back with day number 14, or Valentine's Day. Um, I thought, well, there's a 2000 band named Bullet for my Valentine. Might as well do an album review for them, because they have a classic album that everybody will recognize, even if you hate this album. Um, they're recognizable for this one and only record, which is The Poison. I have a copy of The Poison, of course. I grew up on this album. It was one of the first albums I came across when I got into heavy metal. It kind of gave me the harsher vocals, and I kind of upped to death metal and stuff like that off this record. It definitely was a kick in the ass to get into a lot of more of screaming vocals, heavy vocals, harsh vocals, whatever you want to call them, growls, whatever. Um, yeah, let's get into the tracks because this album has some monsters, like absolute monsters. Um, Intro, the freaking solo intro that they have is fantastic. Love it. I love the solo intros. The dive bombs that they have on here. The first track, which is called Intro. Two, Her Voice Resides. Heavy way to start an album. Just gets you right to the point of just ass kicking, in your face, raw, brutal metalcore, because that's what this is. It's a metalcore album. Four Words to Choke Upon was on their date. It was on their EP, the self-titled EP, which I own a copy of that as well. And Hand of Blood. It's on the Hand of Blood EP. Four Tears Don't Fall, classic. It's what I originally thought this album was called back in the day. When I discovered this, I always thought it was Tears Don't Fall. The song is recorded in D standard. Don't quote me on that. I'm pretty sure it is, because I played it a lot on guitar, and that's the tuning I use for it. Um, and yeah, it's just an awesome, awesome, awesome slow song. Five, Suffocating Under Words of Sorrow, a very underrated track. It's like the following up and going into Hit the Floor. And yeah, it's heavy as all hell, and it's good. Number six, this is the track where like this album has me sold in general of its status as a legendary record. Hit the Floor is probably my favorite Bullet song ever. It's an amazing song. It's got that just that heaviness to it, and the whole aspect of it's kind of a creepy thing that they wrote about for this track. Yeah. Seven, All These Things I Hate Revolve Around Me, which is another classic. I think this was on their Hand of Blood EP as well, because that was like this and the Hand of Blood EP were like my two like go to listens for Bullet for My Valentine, but that has changed. I'm waiting for the new album. Like I'm waiting to do a ranking of them, because I kind of want to compare their new album to everything else that they've done in their career. So that's what I'm waiting on to do a ranking of these guys, is the new album. All These Things I Hate to Revolve Around Me. Amazing riffs. This is definitely a riff-driven album with complete and utter destructive screams. Um, Number eight, Room 409. Oh my God, Room 409 is fantastic. This song is a monster. It's just like Hit the Floor. I love this song just like Hit the Floor. The Poison, fantastic title track. Fucking amazing. Every single second of this song. It has that, I think it was with a solo, and then it's just, you can't control headbanging on that. Like, when the solo's going on, the rhythm guitar is just hitting the hardest goddamn riff I've ever. It's one of the best metalcore riffs of ever. Number 10 is 10 Years Today. Another fantastic song. It starts out slow and then it goes into the weird chugging riff, which is kind of weird for being drop C, but it works. Cries in Vain. Another another one of those classic songs from their original EPs that I absolutely enjoy. Um, it's probably one of the weaker ones on here. I don't consider the weaker ones like imperfect. They're still about the perfect level. Spit You Out, fantastic song. A little bit on the side of okay, this is not as good as some of the other songs on here, but it's still perfect in my opinion. Then the end, kind of a surprise that this song is actually good, being 6 minutes long. But it's a great send off for this album, and just builds up with acoustic parts and small parts and very inappropriate language in this part for what this album was almost marketed to kids. Um, and it was kind of like the edgy teenagers that usually got into this album, and well, it got me into all this. It got me into death. It got me into everything else with harsh vocals, just because I like this album's harsh vocals. Got me to go check out more stuff. Um, this Shadows Fall. A lot of other metalcore bands got me into death metal and higher up, like black metal, death metal, deathcore, that kind of stuff. And yeah, and then the end goes to a heavy part with the same stuff that was on the rest of the album, but like a little bit heavier. And then it ends. Probably one of my favorite endings to an album I've ever heard. It definitely has that status of being a great ending album too. So that's what I think of The Poison. This is a good album to review on Valentine's Day, of course. I thought maybe I'll do this album. It was a 53-minute listen. That's pretty long. But I've enjoyed this album all the way through. It's really hard for me to enjoy an album that is 53 minutes all the way through, but this album does it. I've got a lot of hate on Instagram and other shit for liking core, but that's what got me into other forms of music. I don't think I'm a poser like some people say because I like core. The core is what got me into death metal, and like I probably would be still listening to Five Finger Death Punch and bands like that if I did not get into Bullet for My Valentine and Avenged Sevenfold and Kill Switch Engage, those bands. I've recently gotten into some of the other ones like Betraying the Martyrs and other bands like that, but like back then I didn't even know they existed because it was just like there was Trivium. I really didn't get into until recently as well. So it was more of like playing Bullet for My Valentine and repeat. My early listening was a little bit like cringy shit sometimes. So yeah, that's what I think of this album. I kind of want to post my opinions on the rest of their discography, but there is no new album to do so, and I don't want to release this and then a month later the new album comes out, then I'll have to fucking redo it. So I'm gonna probably wait till the new album comes out to do the rest of Bullet's discography. Same with Avenged Sevenfold. I already did theirs last year. If you want to go check that out, it really hasn't changed. I still think the same for Avenged Sevenfold. Dio's coming up. I ordered 2 Dio albums, so I'm kind of thinking if I want to wait to listen to those on CD maybe. But then I might lose track of where I was at on the other albums. So I'm gonna wrap the video up here. Hope you guys liked it. If you're new here, uh, if you think I deserve a subscribe, just subscribe. If not, if you don't like how I do shit, you don't like that I like core, you don't have to sub. I think it's kind of a privilege to sub and have subscribers. So if you don't think I should have the privilege of having subs, just don't. So I'll see you guys in the next video, which will be up tomorrow, and Maybe it's the Dio ranking, maybe it's not. It probably will, because I'm kind of like on the fence of posting it. So I'll see you guys in the next video.